Which one, the Manhattan Beach or the Hermosa Beach?
Hermosa, yeah.
Yeah, Redondo's too far from the freeway for anybody to live at. You don't live over there too, do you?
No, I just came down Sunday for a couple days. I'm trying to find a place right now to live.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say maybe the South Bay. I mean, maybe there's going to be a place in the South Bay in the future.
Manhattan Beach.
So, Saturday, October 15th, back in Philly, right out the gate for the Kings. And I'm guessing you're still, I mean, at least your comments right when the trade was made, it seemed like you were still sort of emotionally, I guess, confused might be the right word. But is it going to be good to get that out of the way at the start of the season?
Yeah, I think so. It'll be nice to go back there. It'll be nervous energy a little bit, but it'll be good to get out of the way, move on with everything, and not have to answer the same questions over and over, I think, throughout the season.
Well, here's one that Mike's been answering over and over. You're officially now an LA King. Everybody pretty excited about that. They're already selling your jersey. Talk about the excitement there.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's a market, I think, that's good for me. It's not as big as Philly was, and for Philly, I think you walk down the street and you have people yelling at you, and you know, it's a good thing sometimes because they're passionate about sports, but at the same time, it's a little frustrating when you're not doing so well and people are yelling at you. And I think it's going to be nice here. I can just focus on hockey instead of everything else.
I don't know. People might,
especially in that South Bay.
Oh yeah.
Now, you got traded here from Edmonton, a place that I assume you two could not walk down the street without being mobbed by people that were freaking out that an Oiler was rolling around. Have you talked to Mike? Have players talked to Mike about what is different about playing your hockey in Los Angeles? How much different is it maybe in a lot of
There's a ton of things to do. There's a lot of distractions, so to speak, that could be out there. But at the end of the day, we're just all trying to win the Stanley Cup, and that's we got a great team this year. We're looking forward to it. It's a fun place to play. We got great fans. I think the one thing that he won't really realize, and we'll see it this year, hopefully, with being in the playoffs, it's a great atmosphere in Staples Center. And I didn't know that coming here a couple of years ago when we finally made it. It was great. It was, you know, we played Vancouver that year, and it was probably, if not better than GM plays in Vancouver. So it's they really get behind the Kings.
Whenever I go to a Kings game, the same thing always occurs to me is how much the people love it and how excited they get and how great that fan base is. Even if it's a hot day, you know, they're walking around outside in those sweaters just sweating until they get inside. And it's a wonderful atmosphere. But does the hard rock distract you? I'm sure it was the same in Philly. I mean, that hard rock music all the time. I mean, it's like living with a teenager. I mean, does it bug you at all? Does it just play in your head?
We're changing the playlist a little bit. Hopefully, we're trying to.
Oh, what are you going to put in there? Some country? What do you guys?
I'm a country fan. I think Mike is a little bit too. Yeah.
Really?
Mix in a little Ontario and Saskatchewan.
There we go.
There.
Now, correct me if I'm...
Maybe?
Little techno. The people freaked at that dancing guy.
I don't know if the fan base is gonna like it. Not those people with like the huge, giant, stretched out earrings, you know, freaking out with the dyed beards like Brian Wilson. I don't know if they're gonna really get into techno.
Not selling out anymore. Then we gotta change.
Mike, have you ever played the Kings in LA? I was trying to figure it out. Like how, and I don't know how many times you even played the Kings since you've been with Philly. Do you know this group of players all that well, even just from an opponent standpoint?
Not. I mean, just watching hockey, I know the players a little bit, but not as much, I don't think, as obviously the teams in the East that we play a lot.
You had 4 points in the first period against us last year.
so there was that.
There was that. True story.
I do like playing in LA. It's a fun place to play. I think just the buzz around the arena, and it almost feels like you're playing in New York. I think New York and LA have a lot in common, where there's just that buzz and the energy around the building. I think it's easy to get up and play a hockey game for.
Jerry, you mentioned the playoffs the last 2 years, and you know there's the eternal optimist hockey fan that says, God, you look at how close those games were, overtime losses. You think about the loss of Kopi going up against San Jose. Did it seem like it was that close? Did you feel like that series was that close that the optimist fan would suggest it was?
Yeah, I was just talking to some media people this morning about it. It was really close. We feel how close we are to. And San Jose, they were a great team. They went to the conference finals. And it was, you know, to be right there with them. We were a goal away from forcing Game 7 in their building, which we played them very well. So, yeah, with adding Mike and then Simone Gagne also from Tampa Bay there. So, Kopi back in the lineup. Our lineup looks really good top to bottom on paper, but we got to put it together and figure it out on the ice, and that'll be the important thing.
Two of the best-looking guys in LA, very nice guys. Of course they're nice guys because they're hockey guys. Joining us right now on the Petros Money Show, the commercial-free hour on AM 570 KLAC, Fox Sports LA. And you can hit them up. I mean, every time we talk hockey, so many people get excited because the fan base is just so crazed and passionate. So hit us up at our local number, 866-987-2570. The guys will have to put their headphones on to take those questions. But when they do,
I'll be talking to you.
they will be talking to you. Mike is a younger guy at 26, and Jarret, ancient, at 29. I ask this question of every hockey person that ever comes in, and you guys can both answer it. Mike, you first. Because we deal with everything. I was a football player, and we deal with